Hello and welcome, my name is NOVARIS and today I'd like to speak to you about the Magicka Sorcerer build for the Summerset chapter. There's a few differences between this build and the previous Sorcerer build. Specifically, some of the sets are going to be easier to attain than others, but I'm going to be going over the DPS Parses, the gear setup, skill points, champion points and rotation within this video. At the moment I'm using Witchmothers Potent Brew, the Thief Mundus Stone, and I'm a stage 4 vampire. You can reduce the vampire stage depending on what trial you're doing. Okay, so let's go over the gear setup. So in the front bar I'm running the Inferno Staff of Scathing Mage. I have a flame damage enchantment and an infused trait. The reason I have this front barred as opposed to any other setup is because when I get the 5th piece bonus active on the front bar, the bonus spell damage that I get for 6 seconds can actually carry over both bars, so it's beneficial in that way. On the back bar I have the Maelstrom's Inferno Staff. I have an infused trait and a berserker enchantment. The other added bonus of this set is that my light and heavy attacks deal additional damage, and this is when I use the blockade of fire or the lightning blockade. So here at the moment on the back bar I'm using blockade of fire. So I'll just go over the other gear pieces. So I'm also running 2 pieces of Zaans, one heavy, one medium. All of the other armor pieces will be light, I have divines on all of the pieces, as you can see here, and maximum magicka on all of the pieces as well. The reason I have divines as opposed to infused on the larger pieces like I had previously is because with the Scathing Mage set, as you can see here, I have a higher amount of damage when the critical is higher because it's dependent on critical. So as you can see here with the Thief Mundus Stone, my critical will be a lot higher if I have more divines pieces. With the previous setup that was less important, especially because with infused I get more damage. So I have a bloodthirsty trait on one of the jewelry pieces and the other two are arcane. Okay, so let's go over the skills. So I'm running Liquid Lightning here. It's a relatively cheap ability considering it lasts for 10 seconds. It's also one of the strongest AoEs in the game, and it provides a conduit synergy. So basically the synergy will give back resources while also doing 9k shock damage. Also as part of the storm calling abilities, I'm going to get the implosion passive active, so when the enemy's 15% health or lower, it will also deal 11k shock damage. I have crystal fragments here, which is used intermittently between using elemental weapon. And when I use this skill, I need to have it procced, so I can't be hard casting this skill. So I'll just quickly demonstrate what I mean by that. So this is hard casting the skill. And if I click Inner Light, hopefully I'll be able to... Okay, so it's procced here. It costs half the amount and it does additional damage. Okay. Also, because it's a dark magic ability, I'll get back some health from blood magic, and I'll also give the rest of the group some spell critical because of exploitation. The spammable I have here is elemental weapon. It costs 2k magicka. Which is a lot more beneficial than, for example, crushing shock at 2.29. I also do 8.6k magic damage, and I apply burning, concussion or chill elemental status effects. That's to each light attack afterwards. Because it's a Sigil order skill line, I get the benefit from Spell Orb giving me additional damage. Also, when I block and I have this skill active, I get a 5k shield. One of the other benefits as well is deliberation, so if I am blocking I get 30% more damage mitigation. Because I have Inner Light here slotted, I get 5% more maximum magicka from the skill. I also get from Magicka Controller a further 2%, so that's 7% in total. I get 8% more maximum magicka from the Bound Aegis. I also get Minor Ward and Minor Resolve, both very useful skills and both giving me a large amount of resources. I have Fiery Rage as my ultimate, one of the strongest AoEs in the game, and I have it slotted here on this bar because it's a Flame Staff ability. Because of Ancient Knowledge, I need to have a Destruction Staff ability on both bars. So the back bar I have Blockade of Fire, front bar I have Fiery Rage. Okay, so let's talk about the back bar. So on the back bar I have Haunting Curse, a relatively cheap skill, but it's also one that I don't need to use very often. So there's an explosion after 3.5 seconds for 11.6k magic damage, and then another explosion 8.5 seconds after. But what I need to do is not recast this before the full ability has played out, and that's a very, very important thing to mention. You can't refresh this ability early, it will cost you magicka and you'll lose damage. So I have Blockade of Fire here, doing additional damage to burning enemies with this ability. It lasts for 8 seconds. I have Bound Aegis here for 8% more maximum magicka, just like in the front bar. Empowered Ward here, but the skill that I was actually using for the tests was Elemental Drain, so that just gives me resources back. I have Channeled Acceleration, another Sigil order skill line, which gives me 10% more critical damage. And then I also have Shooting Star as my ultimate, so that gives me 2% from the Magicka Controller passive. That's the only reason I have that slotted, but I also could use Greater Storm Atronach, giving me some more spell damage passively. Yeah, so at the moment I'm preferring the Mage's skill ability for shorter tests. It does more DPS and I get that extra Magicka. Okay, so let's go over the champion points. So at the moment I have 56 points into Elfborn, 56 points into Elemental Expert, 25 points into Spell Erosion. I have 13 points into Staff Expert, 56 points into Master at Arms, and then finally 44 points into Thaumaturge. I'll just show the rest of the CP here, but I'll also have that in the description for you to look at later. If you want a further description as well, just write something in the comments. Okay, so we're on to the rotation section of the video now. So if you'd like to replicate the results that you've seen in the tests before, this is the full rotation noted down. I'd advise either writing this down yourself if you'd like to do so, and also if you could pause the video and take a screenshot, that kind of thing. Hopefully this will be helpful to you. I'm always looking for feedback on the rotation section of the video, just with any other portion of the video as well. But now I'm going to go over the parse itself so that you can see the rhythm of the full test. Also, if you'd like to see more of these clips or similar clips, then please leave a like and subscribe. If you haven't already, you could click the bell button as well to be notified whenever I put a new video out. And I'd just like to thank everyone for the support so far, and I hope to hear from you again soon. Thank you.